All right, guys, welcome back to Michigan Storm Chasers. My name is Ryan, and this video is a specialty video. We do monthly outlooks at the start of each new month, dating back to November. So we did November, December, January, February, and now we're doing March. So take the next 5-10 minutes with me, and let's go ahead and dig into what the upcoming month may look like. Starting with the next couple of days here, we have a system I want to mention here just because it's short term. I want to mention this very briefly. We're not going to touch on it too much because we'll have a full forecast package out later today or perhaps early tomorrow morning. But generally speaking, dry day today, maybe some flurries and spots, no big deal today. Attention turns to Tuesday after a dry Monday. A system with rain and snow moves up our direction here late Tuesday into the Wednesday time frame. Run us through the time frames here. This is Tuesday, about 4 p.m. We're seeing some rain showers possibly in the state, but the bigger, heavier precip arrives later overnight Tuesday into Wednesday morning. And do take note of two things here. Number one, your darker greens indicate heavier rain, moderate to heavier rain possible, and the darker to the medium blue to dark blue colors up here do indicate moderate to heavy snowfall. So our friends up in the UP, western side especially, could be in for a good chunk, or a good thumping, should I say, of snow, while the lower peninsula starts as all rain, perhaps moderate to heavy at times, maybe even a rumble of thunder. But then as the system moves in and out during the day on Wednesday, a dry spot develops. Surprise, surprise. And then on the backside, we have enough cold air here that does change us over to snow for a brief time for the entire state. That brief changeover will not amount to much, but the system will likely end as a snow, which could lead to slushy accumulations come Thursday morning. But generally speaking, breaking this all down, we're looking at about a ½ inch to an inch of rainfall in the lower peninsula. Up in the western half of the UP, we're looking at anywhere from 5 to 6 plus inches of snow, perhaps as much as 8 or 9 inches in spots. Full forecast to come on that later, not in this video, but later on this evening or perhaps tomorrow morning. Stay tuned for that. But winter is not over for the UP by any means. For us down here in the lower peninsula, I can't say the same thing. This is where we're going to go into the long term here. So what could March look like here? We like to break the month down in the first half and the last half of the month here. So let's go ahead and start with the first half of the month. I want to start by bringing up the 15-day temperature outlook. It pretty much tells the story. We can probably end the video right here, honestly, and say, hey, warmer pattern, enjoy. But we're not going to do that. We're going to go a little bit more in depth here. So starting with the first half of the month, this is your March 2nd to March 16th time frame. And if you notice here, this is based out of Lansing. There is no one day that it looks arctically cold, 15 degrees or below. We're seeing everything here in the 40s pretty much the entire time frame, next 15 days or so. In fact, we're seeing close to 70-degree days a possibility toward that March 12th time frame. So overall speaking, the general pattern is trending to be much warmer here, but do take note, you go up in the UP, further north you go, the colder it's going to get. So systems like the one we just showed you guys on the screen here, where the LP down here is way warm and the UP is too cool, we could have these split systems still for the UP. So this forecast really applies to the LP. The UP, I still expect some chances of snow up there, but for the LP, snow chances are looking quite bleak in terms of anything significant in terms of winter weather there. So that is the first half of the month, but what about the last half of the month? I do have a couple things to share with you guys here. Let's go ahead and move this through the time frames. These are charts on your screen here for the next, we're going to go mid-month, late month, and then early April. This is a temperature chart showing averages. What is average this time of season? Right about 40 to 45 degrees, depending on where you're at. So when you see these yellow, orange, and red colors, that means temperatures are above the average, so above 40 to 45 degrees. When it's below average, you see those blue and green colors indicating below average temperatures. But generally speaking, first half of the month, we are going to be above average. Going into the late month time frame, we continue to see that trend here, a little bit weaker signal, but still a trend for above average temperatures. And then into the early part of April time frame, we're seeing that trend continue to weaken, but still gives us borderline above average temperatures. By the time April 1st rolls around, our average temperature is in the 50s. So by the time we get to the April time frame, we're still quite warm in nature with our temperatures. So generally speaking, the month of March is looking very, very warm in comparison to the last couple of months. We had a true winter this year, a lot of Arctic blasts, a lot of snow. for most of us at least. Southeast Michigan, I apologize. I can't see you guys got a lot of snow. But for the majority of Michigan, it was a good winter this year for snow and cold. And the month of March is going to be kind of like a flip pattern reverse. We're not seeing any Arctic air for now. That could change. But for right now, a much warmer pattern is expected. Next couple of days here, the next 8 to 14 day to be exact, CPC outlook from the Climate Prediction Center does show the eastern half of the U.S. in above average percentages, and that does include Michigan as well. So generally speaking, a very warm start to March. And again, looking at the 15 days worth of temperatures, we are seeing that pattern and trend continue, perhaps even getting close to 70 toward that mid-month time frame. But what about precipitation, snow, and rain chances? Well, I have a handy dandy graph here to kind of show you guys and communicate what we're kind of expecting here. So generally speaking, outside of our Tuesday, Wednesday, and perhaps Thursday system this upcoming week, attention is turned to the March 12th or 13th time frame where we have a system moving through that may also bring more chances of rain, perhaps snow further north as well. But generally speaking, the European model here is showing precipitation averages over the next couple of days, weeks, should I say. Green is above average, and then the tan brown color is below average. So going into the month of March, we're going to see a week out, we're still wet, we're wet. Mid-month time frame after that 13th system works through, we could flip to a little bit drier pattern, but that quickly goes away and the wet pattern returns for the last half of the month here. And that would correlate well to what we call the MJO. The MJO is what we talked about on our Severe Weather Outlook 2025 video. It goes through 8 phases. Each phase means a separate thing for us. The MJO enters active phases for the Great Lakes region during phase 4, 5, and 6, which correlates very well with the mid to late month time frame. So everything that we're kind of seeing here is lining up for a very active wet pattern here for the end of March. When you line that up with a lot warmer temperatures, it's going to probably mean rain for a lot of us, perhaps snow in the UP if we're cold enough, but also I would expect there to be severe weather chances during that last half of the month, especially, probably more so speaking, to the south of us in Indiana, Ohio, Illinois, but would not be shocked to get a few chances of at least thunderstorms, if not very low chances of severe weather in the southern part of Michigan here during that late month period. So keep an eye on that last half of the month here as we trend very warm and very active for that pattern. And going into the very long term, we're seeing that cycle repeat mid to late April as well. So perhaps another wet active pattern and a warm pattern for the late half of April. So keep an eye on that time frame as well. Again, too far out. We're at March 1st. We're not going to go 2 months in advance. Let's focus on the month ahead. So generally speaking, takeaways. Warm March, no Arctic air that we see currently, numerous systems with rain for the LP and probably snow, a mix of snow and rain for the UP as well. And then tension turn to that last half of the month, we could see an active period correlate well with a warm up as well. So that is your month outlook. We're going with above average precipitation and above average temperatures as our final forecasted outlook for the month of March. If anything changes, we'll keep you guys updated here at Michigan Storm Chasers. That's all I got for you guys. So do you plan for a warmer March? If you're a snow lover, I would definitely consider going on vacation to the UP. And then if you are a warm and spring lover, you are going to like the upcoming month here as we trend a lot warmer. All right, that is all I got. Thanks for watching, guys. Before I hop out of here, shout out to today's sponsor of the video, StormGuard Roofing and Construction, based out of Macomb, Oakland counties. They also cover parts of Wayne, Washtenaw, and Livingston counties as well. Roofing construction needs for your residential homes. 248-985-3239 is your number to get a hold of StormGuard. And thank you to StormGuard for sponsoring our YouTube videos and operations here at Michigan Storm Chasers. We could not do it without them. All right, I will catch you guys tomorrow. Stay tuned for the forecast for that midweek system where we could have a lot of snow in the UP and a lot of rain in the LP.